Free speech dies a painful death in Berkeley, California. Ted Cruz finds the money to build the wall, and you'll never guess where it was. And say thank you to Donald Trump. He's about to lower your taxes. My name's Howard Riell, and this is Real Truth. You're listening to the American Freedom Network, streaming live around the world at AmericanNewsNet.com and on Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter at RealTruth.com. In the book, Real Truth, Stay Angry. If you haven't bought it, shame, shame. And, of course, as always, broadcasting out across the Colorado Front Range on KHNC, Johnstown, Colorado, 1360 AM, The Lion. Our call-in number, 877-254-7524. Welcome back. Item from Breitbart. Senator Ted Cruz introduced a bill calling for the use of $14 billion seized from cartel drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman to be used to pay for the president's border wall between the U.S. and Mexico. $14 billion will go a long way toward building a wall that will keep Americans safe and hinder the illegal flow of drugs, weapons, and individuals across our southern border, Senator Cruz stated, adding to a statement obtained by Breitbart, Texas, from the senator's office. Ensuring the safety and security of Texans is one of my top priorities. The Texas senator said the leveraging criminally forfeited assets from El Chapo and other Mexican cartel members and drug dealers can, quote, offset the wall's cost and make meaningful progress toward achieving President Trump's stated border security objectives. Senator Cruz introduced the Ensuring Lawful Collection of Hidden Assets to Provide Order Act on Tuesday. The U.S. government is currently seeking the criminal forfeiture of more than $14 billion in drug proceeds and illicit profits from El Chapo, the former leader of the Sinaloa drug cartel, who was recently extradited to the U.S. to face criminal prosecution for numerous alleged drug-related crimes, including conspiracy to commit murder and money laundering. Unquote. My friends, this is sheer genius. What can the bastards on the left, the hate America Democrats, the obstructionist party liberals, what can they say? Well, we take money from a reputed drug lord and use it to stop the flow of drugs into America. Even Chuck Schumer, even Elizabeth Warren, even Hillary Clinton, even Barack Obama could have nothing whatsoever to say against taking this ill-gotten booty and using it to secure our nation. Thank you, Senator Cruz. Thank you, President Trump. It's Real Truth. It's Wednesday. We'll be back.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, to ordain and establish this Constitution.
American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown reminds parents, keep an eye on your child while shopping. Children tend to stray or become lost. This poses an opportunity for a would-be abductor. Please make every effort to keep track of your little ones at all times. If you have information regarding a lost child, call local authorities at once. This message is from American Window Tinting Incorporated in Franktown. For residential or commercial window tinting, call 303-263-4228. Bigelow's restaurant in Denver reminds us that over 750,000 children were reported missing last year. Over 58,000 of these were abducted by non-family members. Keep an eye out for youngsters at play, and if you see anything suspicious, contact the authorities immediately. This message from Bigelow's restaurant in Denver. It's not only the best Italian and Mexican cuisine, it's the people who care. Give them a call at 303-757-5166. 303-757-5166. Bigelow.
All right, guys, I've got lots to share with you today. My name's Howard Riell. The show is called Real Truth. I want to throw it immediately to a colleague of mine named Rush Limbaugh. You may have heard of him. Federal judge named Orrick had to invent a violation in order to make Trump look like some kind of tyrannical dictator. Instead, it's these liberal judges who legislate from the bench who are the dictators, and they need to be not only removed, but punished. Here's Rush Limbaugh. My friends, I once double parked in front of a photography store back in my Brooklyn days. I was in there for maybe 4 minutes. When I came out, there was a ticket on my windshield. I couldn't get away with, I won't even say breaking the law, bending the law for 4 minutes. I couldn't get away with it. I got nailed. Now we've got not just politicians, not just citizens, we've got judges. Judges breaking the law, ignoring the law with impunity. They don't care. And why should they? Nothing's happening to them. I was taught that when you break the law, there's a consequence. Where's the consequence? These politicians on the left and the judges on the left, they ignore. Barack Obama did it for 8 years. They simply ignore the laws they don't want. They go ahead and break them. And there's no consequence. That is the problem. We'll be back.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems as well. Custom tailored capabilities of modest emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design system, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Or go to GreatPlainsSolar.com.
The Lord brings the counsel of the nations to nothing. He makes the plans of the people of no effect. The counsel of the Lord stands forever, the plans of his heart to all generations. Blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. The people he has chosen as his own inheritance. Psalm 33, verses 6.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just power from the consent of the governed. This is the America News Network.
My friends, I'm going to tell you something that's true. That should not come as a surprise because I spend an hour a day, 4 days a week telling you things that are true. Here's something true. Taxes are not sexy. There, I've said it. Taxes are not sexy, but the idea that your taxes will get lower and your salaries will probably get higher and there will be more jobs and a better, more vibrant American economy, that is sexy. Who doesn't want more money? So, in that vein, I'm going to play this clip for you. This is a press conference that happened just a couple of hours ago. Steve Mnuchin, Gary Cohn, talking to the press about Donald Trump's tax plan, which will give you back more of your money. How long have you been waiting for that? Here we go. Listen up.
Thank you, Sean.
My friends, let me identify the parties on the left and on the right who hate this. The Democrats hate it because their whole mantra is raise taxes, spend more. So they'll hate it. People on the right will hate it because they want to be liked by people on the left. Because they want to get reelected. They don't care about you. They don't care about your paycheck. They care about their paychecks. Trump doesn't need to worry about his paycheck. Never will again. And so he's free. The guy grew up in the outer boroughs of New York like I did. He's a regular guy. He cares about regular people. And why more regular people in America can't get behind him for that reason alone is beyond me. But he's cutting our taxes, and that's a good thing. Now let's go to Steve Mnuchin talking about business taxes.
Thank you, Gary. So as Gary said, we've been working on this plan for a very considerable period of time. And our objective is to make U.S. businesses the most competitive in the world. Right now, we have a 35% corporate rate on worldwide income in deferral. It is perhaps the most complicated and uncompetitive business rate in the world. Not a surprise that companies leave trillions of dollars offshore. Under the Trump plan, we will have a massive tax cut for businesses and massive tax reform and simplification. As the president said during the campaign, we will lower the business rate to 15%. We will make it a territorial system. We will have a one-time tax on overseas profits, which will bring back trillions of dollars that are offshore to be invested here in the United States to purchase capital and to create jobs. The president is determined to unleash economic growth for businesses. This is not just about large corporations. Small and medium-sized businesses will be eligible for the business rate as well. As Gary said, we have had very productive meetings with the House and Senate working weekly to get this done. We will continue to do that. We are determined to move this as fast as we can and get this done this year. I would also just comment that we will hold listening sessions. One thing this president has done very well is listen. We've had hundreds of business leaders here from all different types of areas: manufacturers, retail, airlines, community banks, big banks. We are listening and we have been taking feedback. Finally, I would just add, the president's objective is creating economic growth. And as we've said before, we believe we can get back to 3% or higher GDP that is sustainable in this country. The overall economic plan consists of massive tax cuts and tax reform, regulatory relief, and renegotiating trade deals. And with that, we will unlock the economic growth that's been held back for too long in this country. And with that, we'd be both happy to take a few questions, even in the back.
Secretary, when you talk about the individual tax rates, you're also talking about eliminating some of those tax breaks. Are you talking about eliminating tax deductions? And which ones are you talking about eliminating, and which ones are you talking about keeping?
Correct. We are going to eliminate on the personal side all tax deductions other than mortgage interest and charitable deductions. We think that will be sweeping reform. Adam.
Thank you, Secretary. When you talk about lowering the dividends and capital gains taxes, how does that match with what you said this morning about protecting the middle class from the very, very wealthy who might be able to take advantage of, I don't know a better word than loophole, but that would give them a lower tax rate?
Well, again, what we've said is that the business rate is going to be available for small and medium-sized businesses as well as corporations. However, we will make sure that there are rules in place so that wealthy people can't create pass-throughs and use that as a mechanism to avoid paying the tax rate that they should be on the personal side. And I would just say on the dividend rates, we believe that restoring the 20% capital gains rate is critical to investment in this country.
On a similar question about your task force on it. The initial plan that the president, as a candidate, outlined also included freelancer contract workers in that 15%. Wondering if that's the same. What's your rate on repatriation of funds overseas? And Gary Cohn, what about the marriage penalty the president promised?
Okay, again, first I'd comment on the rate of repatriation. We're working with the House and Senate on that, but I will say it will be a very competitive rate that will bring back trillions of dollars. And as it relates to the definition of contractors and things along those lines, again, those will be the details we will be working with Congress on as we turn this into a bill that will get signed by the president.
So, as Secretary Mnuchin said, we are working very diligently with the House and the Senate by coming up with final details of the bill. You're going into very micro details on some of these. Very important. We agree. Very important. Our basic premise here is to simplify the tax system, lower rates, and make it easy. We don't want to penalize people. We want to make the system very fair. That is one of the things on our list that we're going to work on, just as Secretary Mnuchin said. We will get back to you with definitive answers on all these details.
10, 25, 35% rates. Do you have income brackets established that you're going to propose?
As again, we are in constant dialogue with the House and the Senate. As Secretary said, we're holding a bunch of listening groups right now. We have outlines. We have a broad brush view of where they're going to be. We're running an enormous amount of data on the proposals right now. We will be back to you with very firm details.
My friends, know this, and this is especially important in the state of Colorado, which went for Hillary Clinton. Know this, Hillary would have raised your taxes. Chew on that. Think about it. I'll be back.
Taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from bio8.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutritive algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood, the brain, helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at bio8.com. Spelled BIOAGE.com. Bio8.com. Or call 877-288-9116. 877-288-9116. Bio8.
Great Plains Power has been providing reliable electrical power systems in the Rocky Mountain area since 1992. Our systems rely on the sun to help make you self-reliant for your power needs. Solar energy can be scaled to fit any situation, from complete power independence to backup power for the short term. Our expertise focuses on standalone power, but we have extensive experience with utility interactive systems and equipment. Custom tailored capabilities of modify emergency lighting all the way to commercial scale power. Great Plains Power is a full service company. We service everything we sell. We provide and design turnkey packages, custom design systems, and parts for do-it-yourself. With more than 20 years of specialized experience at your disposal, let us know what your power concerns or goals are. Reach us by phone or the internet. Call 303-239-9963. That's 303-239-9963. Go to GreatPlainsSolar.com. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness of him and cried out, saying, This was he of whom I said, He who comes after me is preferred before me, for he was before me. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 14 and 15. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
My friends, when Donald Trump was running for president, people would chant, "Build the wall." And it was only the Democrats who didn't want it. Now it's the Republicans who are popping up out of the woodwork, and they are opposing the wall. And so Mark Levin, my colleague, says, build the damn wall. I joined him in that sentiment. Here's Mark Levin.
President's having a tough time with CALIF. A Republican time. I want you to listen. There's no excuse for what's here. There's no excuse for a fall line in which McConnell is doing or not doing. There's no excuse for the fact that the president has been implemented in order office and has no money. I'm not talking about infrastructure, which they all support. I'm not talking about Bernie Sanders' consumer.
My friends, this is not a revelation from Mark Levin. You heard on this show years ago, that there's only one political party in America. Forget Democrats and Republicans. It's minimal difference. There is one political party in this country, and it's called the Big Government Party. Along comes Donald Trump, sincere, righteous guy, wants to shrink government. Democrats say no, and the Republicans say no. So where does that leave us? Well, it's funny. You can compare Donald Trump to Odysseus, the ancient stories. All by himself fighting against monsters, fighting against giants, fighting the good fight against insurmountable odds. It's the oldest story in mankind. And it's being played out right here in 2017 before our eyes. Only one thing we can do about it. That's to make sure that Donald Trump is not all alone. It means we have to get up off our asses. We got to make phone calls. We got to send emails, write letters. We got to contact the media. We got to talk to our friends. We got to speak in front of organizations. We got to do all those things that need to be done, because this is a fight that needs to be won. We'll take a break and we'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Phillips, founder of the Green Earth.
Well, it had to happen. Colorado legalized marijuana. Most people thought the Green Herb was a marijuana dispensary. Also, it was legalized on January the 1st, 2014. The same day we opened our new location at 4565 Kipling Street, 1.5 blocks south of I-70. There are 83,000 cars a day passing in front of our new location on Kipling Street, and most of them thought we were a marijuana dispensary. So we changed the name of our retail store to New Genesis Health, but we kept the name of our Green Herb Supplements. So when you come to our new location, look for our new name, New Genesis Health, or call us at 888-765-HERB. That's 888-765-4372. And be sure to listen to the Healthy Nature Show with Linda Phillips every Tuesday at 1 p.m.
Now this is the testimony of John when the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, "Who are you?" He confessed and did not deny, but confessed, "I am not the Messiah." And they asked him, "What then? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you the prophet?" And he answered, "No." The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 19 through 21.
The associates at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter, not the other one. No one anywhere is more noble, righteous, selfless, and courageous than our United States Armed Forces. These brave men and women and their families put the bill for our freedom every day. Send a military care package today to let them know that they are in our hearts and our prayers and our thoughts. This message is from the associates at your 24-hour Walmart Supercenter on Highway 287 in Lafayette. They're on the air because they care.
All right, guys, listen closely, please. You know, you go months and months and months, and then finally you look and you see a bug crawling around. You haven't seen one all year. There's a bug now. Remember Barack Hussein Obama? He lost his White House chair. He left. He disappeared, went on vacation, just like when he was working. Now he's back. And he's proclaiming that he's going to be visible and audible. Well, the fact of the matter is, Barack Obama did more to damage America than any foreign enemy could, more than Syria, more than North Korea. He is the #1 opponent of America going back decades. Here's Mark Levin.
An incredible story. And I really wouldn't normally take time to delve into a story in Politico. And I tell this fellow Josh Meyer who wrote it, you gotta watch out for your career over there. Because once I started reading it, the inoculation, and in fact, they also have an enemy. Obama's giving the really, you know,
So Barack Obama comes to the defense of some Muslim who wants to buy thousands of assault rifles. No, Barack Obama wasn't helping the terrorists. Of course, how could you possibly have that idea?
A fifth, Amin Rahman, was charged with smuggling U.S. military antennas to Hong Kong and Singapore for use in Iran.
Just an unlucky coincidence for Barack Hussein Obama that every decision he makes, just by coincidence, happened to put money or weapons in the hands of Muslim terrorists. Darn the luck.
The US authorities also believe he was part of a procurement network providing Iran with high-tech components for an especially deadly type of IED used by Shiite militias to kill hundreds of American troops in Iraq.
Just by coincidence, Barack Obama is helping people who are murdering Americans. How unlucky for Barack. How unfortunate for his legacy, because I wouldn't want anyone out there to think that he was a Muslim who was actually trying to help Muslim terrorists kill Americans. Of course, it turns out he was, helping Muslim terrorists kill Americans. And since his father was a Muslim and his stepfather was a Muslim, that makes him Muslim. And of course, since he attended madrasas as a youth, Muslim school, and you can't attend them unless you're a Muslim. Trying to put this together, why would he help Muslims? I don't get it. I can't figure it out. How could he let those weapons and billions of dollars slip through his fingers into the hands of Muslim terrorists? I'll tell you, accidents happen. It's just one of those things. Now, don't go accusing Barack Obama of being a covert Muslim who wanted to help the jihadists destroy the West. Don't go suggesting that Barack Obama wanted to see Americans murdered. Don't go saying that Barack Obama wanted to see America dragged down by the Islamic world. Because if you're going to suggest something that wild, that radical, that crazy, then there's only one thing I have to say to you. I agree with you. I think you're completely right. And don't forget, looking forward, Barack Obama, enemy of America, supporter of terrorists, don't forget this, he's a hero of the Democrat Party. We'll be back.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Super, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now, just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com. Spelled BioAge.com. BioAge.com. Or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge. The age of advanced organic.
And of his fullness we have all received, and grace for grace. For the law was given through Moses, but grace and truth came through Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. No one has seen God at any time. The only begotten Son, who is in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him. The Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 16. Elizabeth Locker planned and Elizabeth reminds us that the drug problem is well documented. We know our kids will be approached at early age. We want to applaud the youngsters in our community who have had the strength to say no to drugs. They provide examples to their peers and families to be the best they can be. As for the Locker plant, located at 366 Grant Street in Elizabeth, serving our area since 1943 and specializing in naturalized HB and pork and complete custom process. Call 303-688-2240. 303-688-2240.
Item from Reuters. Conservative commentator Ann Coulter has canceled her speech planned for this week, tomorrow in fact, at the University of California's Berkeley campus after a dispute with university officials who feared violent protests over whether a safe venue could be found. There will be no speech, she wrote in an email to Reuters on Wednesday, saying two conservative groups sponsoring her speech were no longer supporting her. Quote, I looked over my shoulder and my allies had joined the other team. Unquote. Ann Coulter, Donald Trump knows exactly how you feel. Item from Breitbart. The mood on migration in Sweden appears to have shifted dramatically this year, with a majority of people now saying they want the Nordic nation to take in fewer asylum seekers. The most recent survey conducted in autumn and winter found 52% of respondents said Sweden should slow the migrant flow, with only 26% opposed to the idea. Unquote. My friends, I never thought of Swedish people as especially stupid until this whole fiasco. Sweden has become the rape capital of Europe. Swedish women say they're afraid to go out of their homes at night. So is Sweden getting rid of the migrants who've come there? No. Is Sweden stopping migrants from coming there? No. All Sweden is doing is slowing the rate at which Muslim migrants continue to come. Which means possibly, maybe, the rate will slow of Swedish women being raped by Muslim immigrants. Item from Politico. The Trump administration is considering an executive order on withdrawing the U.S. from NAFTA, according to two White House officials. A draft order has been submitted for the final stages of review, could be unveiled late this week or early next week, the officials said. The efforts, which could still change in the coming days as more officials weigh in, would indicate the administration's intent to withdraw from the sweeping pact by triggering the timeline set forth in the deal. The approach appears designed to extract better terms with Canada and Mexico. President Donald Trump pledged on the campaign trail to renegotiate NAFTA, a trade deal signed in 1994 by former President Bill Clinton that removes tariffs and allows for the free flow of goods and services between the three countries in North America. Trump in recent weeks has stepped up his rhetoric, vowing to terminate the agreement altogether. Unquote. My friends, let me tell you about NAFTA. NAFTA has taken jobs out of America and sent them to Mexico, and to a lesser degree Canada. NAFTA has helped to kill our economy. NAFTA has made America poorer. It's put America more in debt. It's left more people on the unemployment line. It's caused more people to be unable to feed their families, to buy a house. Tell me, did you hear Hillary Clinton talking about doing anything to NAFTA? Does Hillary Clinton know what NAFTA is? Yes, she does. Hillary Clinton loves NAFTA, which her husband put in place. Hillary Clinton doesn't care if American jobs disappear, doesn't care if American companies disappear, American manufacturing disappears. She doesn't care if Americans can feed their families or not. I understand when Hillary Clinton feels that way because she's evil and stupid. My question is, if you voted for Hillary, why do you feel that way? Why do you, Hillary voter in Colorado, why do you hate America? Why do you hate Americans? I'll be back in 23 hours. During the intervening interval, I want you to think about these questions. Do some soul searching. Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Hasta luego.